Weeks passed, and Mary's parents noticed that she became an entirely different person. She would come back from school so late, her dressing changed, she stopped helping her parents with the chores, and it fell on the younger ones to help out in one way or the other. She would be found playing with Vanessa and her new friend Lillian. Once upon a time, in a close-knit rural community where everyone knew each other's struggles and joys, there lived a girl named Mary. Mary was born into a family of 5. She was the eldest sibling and naturally looked up to by them. She was a very good girl who obeyed her parents' orders and helped out at home and with her siblings. Mary was admired by everyone in the village and was often used as an example for other children to emulate. Mary, an 11th grader, consistently excelled in school, dedicating herself to her studies and avoiding bad influence. Her parents, although not wealthy, worked tirelessly in the local factory, struggling to make ends meet while Mary looked after her younger siblings. She was very shy, which limited her circle of friends to a few like-minded peers, including Vanessa, a girl from a well-to-do family who appreciated Mary's help with schoolwork. Recently, Mary had won a scholarship after excelling in an exam, making her parents very proud and easing their financial burden. Despite her youth, Mary could cook, clean, do laundry, and ensured her siblings were tidy and clean. Her parents could leave her and her siblings for days and they would manage fine. She had to be an adult at a tender age. Even though her parents were hardly around, they still found a way to instill good morals in their children as much as they could. One day, her parents saw her using a fancy pencil to do her homework, and when they asked her where she got it from, she said from her friend. Instantly, she was asked to return the item, that she should not accept anything from anyone as you don't know where it comes from. Mary did not want to follow instructions, but she was compelled by her mother to return it and not accept any gift from her or any other person henceforth. Mary was so sad because this was her very good friend and she then had to return it back. When she returned it, her friend asked her if she did not like the pencil. She said her parents had asked her not to accept anything from anyone, and she replied saying okay. Things kept going until one day a new student was introduced in their class as Lillian. She was a very pretty and very bright student, just like Mary. They welcomed her warmly and equally loved the warm reception that was given to her. Everyone was instantly drawn to the new student, and they all wanted to be her friend. But Mary, being the shy person, kept her distance. Lillian became friends with Vanessa in no time, and they'll be found talking together for hours. Vanessa stopped talking to Mary as it was visible she was avoiding her. Mary wondered why her best friend would stop talking to her and had to approach her to ask her why she did not want to talk to her. She said she has a new friend and that she can equally be friends with her and her new best friend. All she had to do was accept the gifts Lillian gave her. She said she did not have any problem with Lillian or her gifts. It's just her parents had asked her to stop accepting things from people. Her friend, Vanessa, told her okay and bade her goodbye. Mary felt a kind of loneliness she had never felt before, and she wanted to tell her parents about this, but they were so busy and could not make out time to have a discussion with their daughter. Weeks passed, and Mary's parents noticed that she became an entirely different person. She would come back from school so late, her dressing changed, she stopped helping her parents with the chores, and it fell on the younger ones to help out in one way or the other. She would be found playing with Vanessa and her new friend Lillian. Her parents tried to talk to her, and she said she did not want to listen to them. Where were they when she wanted to talk to them? She said it's not her responsibility to take care of her younger ones and the house, that they should do the chores themselves. They were shocked at Mary's rudeness because this is not the Mary they know. With Mary's refusal to help at home, the workload became too much for her parents. Though her other two siblings decided to help out, Mary's parents got a report that Mary was beginning to fall behind on her education, and if it continues, she will lose her scholarship. Her parents tried to talk to her, but felt a little bit helpless and did not know what to do. Several times they tried talking to her, but she refused to pay attention. Her father invited her uncle, whom she was very close to have a talk with her, but she still remained adamant. Her uncle suggested she might be going through the teenage phase and asked them to give her time. She will come around. They started praying seriously for her, but she still did not have a change of attitude. One day, they noticed their daughter acting strangely on her bed at night, and trying to wake her up, she jerked up in a red way. They asked if she was alright, and she said she was fine, that she just had a nightmare and that's all. From that very day, they noticed she was so quiet. Sometimes she would be found crying seriously. All this puzzled her parents. This continued until one day her parents invited a man of God to their house. As soon as he stepped in, their daughter tried running from him. When she was stopped by the man of God, he started praying over her and asking her to speak. Under the influence of the Holy Spirit, she narrated to her parents that the day she tried talking to them, which they did not give her a listening ear, that she was in a dilemma on what to do, as her friend told her that the only option was to accept the gift offered to her by Lillian so she could be friends with Vanessa and Lillian. She said the content of the gift was an egg roll, and they made her take a bite in their presence to be sure she accepted their friendship. She said that from that night, she started seeing herself in a witch's coven, with Lillian and Vanessa present along with some of their other classmates. They promised her that her family would be rich and she wouldn't have to study to pass effortlessly. She said they made her do things she did not want to do, like making one of her classmates who insulted her sick as a punishment, or else they would make her brother sick. Given she did not want them to hurt her brother, she did as they asked. She said the day they found her jerking from her sleep, they asked her to do an impossible mission, and it had been eating her up, as anytime she tried to talk to them, it felt like she was choking on something. She said they asked her to make her mother mad, so her father would focus on other things than pestering her, and she refused to do it. And they gave her 1 week, else they will kill her, and she has been so confused about what to do. After saying all this, she started convulsing on the floor. The man of God began to pray fervently, kept praying over her, and after a while she was free from the siege. She went and hugged her parents, asking them to forgive her for not taking their warnings seriously when they asked her not to take anything from anyone, that she would turn a new leaf from today. They also apologized to her for not giving her listening ears when she needed one, and leaving the burden of taking care of the home all by herself, as it was too much for a young girl her age to carry. She went back to school, and all her classmates in the coven had relocated to another school. She was relieved, as she did not want to have any encounter with them anymore. Her parents became more involved in her life, attending school meetings and speaking with her teachers regularly. Mary lived within her parents' means and never accepted anything from anyone, no matter how badly she wanted it. Instead, she would ask her parents if they could provide it for her or not. She learned to be content. Their family regained the love that was once lost in their home, and their bond became tighter. The end. Some of the lessons to be learned from these stories are: never accept anything from strangers. Always learn to be content. Make sure you know what is happening in your child's life and don't leave the burden of raising your kids on the shoulders of the firstborn. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Please click on the subscribe button to support us. Turn on the post notification to get notified when I upload a new story. Like, share, and comment your thoughts. Till then, bye.